Yo, what's good with y'all boys, man? Hope y'all feeling good because I'm feeling good. It's like now I'm feeling great. So I hope y'all feeling great. Hey man, appreciate you for clicking the link on this video, man. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. I know there's probably some new people watching me, man. People I probably done met. I done met a lot of people as of recently, you know what I mean? So, I know there's some new people watching me that just met me probably yesterday, last week, last month, over the course of this last year. I want to say I appreciate you for even tuning in with me, and taking the time to out of your day to even watch my video. And I also want to say big appreciation for anybody that's watching this and you've been here. Like you've been here since I had my dreads and been talking my spiritual journey, right? I really do appreciate y'all. And at the end of the day, this is actually why I'm actually looking to be back on YouTube consistently, posting, really just to affect people the right way, consistently. I utilize a lot of my social media. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram at official_CJ. Follow my TikTok. My TikTok right now is official CJ Burner. Um, my TikTok gets banned often. They don't like me on TikTok, but I'm still being consistent. I also got Facebook too. I think my Facebook's just official CJ. But on my social medias, I'm more so, marketing myself, utilizing my social media to make money. Yes, I do get paid for my social media, right? But that's not what this video is about. I wanted to just kind of get back on here, tell y'all, man, my YouTube, I'm gonna keep my YouTube real, man. I'm gonna drop source, how to grow yourself financially, how to grow yourself spiritually, mentally, and everything on my YouTube is genuine and real, right? Y'all get the real me, right? There's no timer on how long I can record my video, so you get the real authentic me all the time, 100% of the time. So I was going through my YouTube, man. I was going through my YouTube. I'm like, yo, what have I not talked about? Right. And mind you, right now I'm recording this on my Zoom on my laptop, right? Because my phone, bro, this shit got no storage. Like I'm trying to, bro, I'm telling you, like I'm deleting everything still. I can't record a video on my phone. I didn't try recording this video 4 times already, right? But that's besides the point. Um, so I'm going through my YouTube, right? And I'm like, yo, what have I not talked about? Like, what have I not given value on? Because people always tell me, yo, why don't I get back on YouTube? And I'm like, yo, I done gave a lot of value already. Like I got a lot of videos talking about how to grow yourself mentally and spiritually. Like if you really watch it, it's there. You know what I'm saying? But I said, you know what? I really haven't talked about this specific topic, and y'all just seen the title already. So the meaning of this video is to talk about the meaning of love, right? The meaning of love, and this is obviously a perspective based. This is just my opinion, my perspective on it. But we're gonna see if y'all agree with the things I talk about. So, I feel, as far as this topic, man, I don't like to talk about things I never experienced before. I don't like to talk about things that I have no actual knowledge of through experience, right? And what I'm about to talk about today is stuff that I've experienced on all spectrums, inside, outside. I've experienced the good sides and I've also experienced the bad sides of love. So, really, just to kind of break things down, man, the first thing I'm gonna kind of tell y'all is right. Self love is the reflection of all love. I want y'all to understand that self love, how you feel and how you love yourself, is how you will feel and love somebody else, right? And I want y'all to understand that love is the most vulnerable existence that there is in the world, right? When you actually love somebody, this is where you start to actually become vulnerable, right? This is where you actually start to open up yourself to somebody else, and this is where things can get scary in a way, because at this point when you become vulnerable, you let somebody else have a piece of your life, right? They know pieces of you spiritually, mentally. They know pieces of you. They have pieces of your life. They have some of your heart, and at this point they can do one or two things, right? This is where they can start to disappoint you, or they can go ahead and boost you and lift you up. And I want y'all to understand that becoming vulnerable is a great thing, right? A strong man is a man that can love. A strong man is a man that can become vulnerable, because vulnerability is a strong aspect of yourself, right? It's easy to be in a shell, right? It's easy to be hard. It's easy to act like you ain't got no feelings, right? But having feelings of a man is actually what's strong about you, right? Actually showing yourself and showing that feminine side within that masculinity is actually what makes you a strong man, right? Getting vulnerable with who you are. right? And that's something that most of us don't do, or most men don't do, right? Simply through, what we've been taught in society, like men have to be hard, never showing feelings, men can't cry, yada yada yada, right? All egotistical things that's been painted to make the man seem like, more of what he actually is, right? And as well, another reason why we don't get vulnerable with people is because of past traumas, right? A lot of us in life, we hate our exes, right? We have no, you know, we have no remorse for our ex. And in all honesty, right, that you shouldn't feel like that at all, because every person that you're with teaches you something, right? Every person that you're with is a learning lesson for you, right? Whether you was on, the manipulating side, right? As bad as it sounds, right? Almost all of us, majority of people have definitely been on the manipulation side at some point, whether if it was men manipulating women or women manipulating men. We've all been on that side of the spectrum at some point in our life. And um that's when you're on that side of life, when you're on that side of love, right, you can also learn something as well, because you're learning actually about yourself, right? The reason why we see stuff like this is because of childish selfish acts, or just lack of learning of self, right? Lack of knowing what you really want, right? So understand that you could be on the manipulator side or the manipulated side of love, and you can actually learn something. But the reason why we hate our exes is because our exes actually sometimes traumatize us, right? And the thing is, sometimes you can meet somebody who's the right person, but y'all just met at the wrong time, right? There's some such thing as right time wrong right person wrong time, right? But the thing is, because we haven't properly learned how to heal from things, all we do is deal with things, right? If you meet a girl and you do her wrong, but she was actually the right person, but you just wasn't in the right state of mind at the time, and then you want to circle back towards her, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be a no at this point, because every time she sees you, she's now going to be traumatized of things that you've actually put her through, right? My fault. That's my dog. Hopefully she don't wild out during this video. I'm gonna get mad. But look, right? A lot of times it's simply just because um yo, a lot of times it's simply just because you don't actually go ahead and damn, I lost my train of thought. God damn, y'all know my shit is raw. I don't be cutting none of this shit out. But basically what I was saying was, if you try to circle back towards a girl that you did wrong, a lot of times she won't take you back, because she's traumatized of the things that you put her through, right? And we don't actually learn as people how to actually heal from things. We just know how to deal with things, right? And the thing is, we know how to deal with things in the wrong manner, right? We don't use dealing with things in the right manner, right? A lot of times we'll go ahead and deal with situations we've been through by distracting ourselves, right? So we go ahead and hop into a new relationship just to distract ourselves from what just previously happened, right? So understand this, right? If you don't properly heal from situations, you're never going to actually go ahead and meet the right person. And the reason why is simply just because you're never going to be giving, the full you. You're never going to be giving your full self, right? You're never going to be giving all of who you are. See, if you would actually go ahead and self reflect instead of distracting yourself, you would understand that you may not have been actually in the wrong. If you was treating that person right, you was giving yourself up, you was treating them right, and they did you wrong, you got to understand that's not your fault, right? That's just them not understanding who they are. They haven't found self-love enough yet to actually go ahead and love you. So now you go ahead and hop into a new relationship with that past trauma, and you bring on those past traumas into a new relationship, into a new setting, right? And what ends up happening from there is, right, you don't actually become fully vulnerable with this new person, who might even be a lot better than who you previously had. So you now start become, skepticism, right? You start to become skeptical, I should say, right? You start, jumping to conclusions, right? You start looking for answers on them doing wrong when really they're doing right the whole time. And what ends up happening is in that new person can end up doing two things at this point. They can either end up dealing with what you haven't dealt with, right? They're dealing with what you haven't dealt with, right? See, you're not giving them their full you, right? You're only giving them parts of what you really are, right? You're not being as vulnerable as you did with the first person, so you don't get as hurt, right? So you're not giving them their full you, and they got to deal with it, right? And now that they're dealing with something that you haven't dealt with, right? You think that that's love, right? But really, that's not real love, right? Because a real man is not going to deal with you not dealing with your own problems, right? Because a real man don't really got time for that, right? So when you have, issues that you bring into a new relationship and you're not being fully vulnerable, right? It doesn't make it fair for the newest person, right? Now, if that newest person sticks around and deals with it, right? Shout out to them. But at some point, right, your healing has to come in. You have to get healed. And that's where, that love duty has to come in, right? You have to be accepting of the healing, right? You have to be accepting of wanting something better, right? And if you actually don't find someone you can build with, right, you're never gonna actually get nowhere, right? Because love is actually an agreement. Love is a duty, right? You're actually obligated. You guys signed an agreement as soon as you said that you want to love. You're basically signing an agreement that you want to grow together, you want to work together, you want to build together, right? And love will come with pain. I want y'all to understand that as well. Love has to come with pain. As much as you may not want it, love has to come with pain. The reason why is because growth follows pain. Growth follows pain. So in order for y'all to be growing together, right, you have to go through some type of pain together, right? Have you ever had, growing up, like, your parents waking you up early so that you can go to school, or, they telling you when you get home, take out the trash. You like, damn, why I gotta do all this, right? And they yelling at you, they on you for it. And you like, yo, like, what is all this for? Well, it's called tough love, right? We want you to be better of yourself. We want you to be more of yourself than what you see yourself now. So this is the tough love that you get, right? And that's where good love comes in, right? A lot of us don't receive good love. A lot of us don't know what good love looks like. A lot of us don't know how to actually give off good love because we never seen good love given at home, right? A lot of us don't know what love really is, right? So what we end up doing is we end up, getting content with the lust of love, right? When lust is only a small portion of what love really contains, because lust can only last you so long, right? Lust can only last you so long. You're not really going to be growing if you just have lust, right? But most of us can't realize that because we never actually seen what real love looks like in our households. I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I ain't never had no real love go on in my household like that. You know what I'm saying? Like very rarely did I actually see what real love looks like, right? And that's just a problem in our society, right? So understand that we have to learn to love again and stop being traumatizing towards each other, right? If somebody deals with you, right, because you have a traumatizing thing and they're just dealing with it instead of actually helping you or actually, showing you how to heal, they don't really love you, right? They don't really love you, right? So understand this, right? Love has to come with conditions, right? Love comes with conditions, right? Love is like a business, you know what I'm saying? If it doesn't meet the right requirements, the business is not going to run, right? There has to be something that grows you in the business. There has to be something that grows you through this love relationship, right? This connection has to be profitable, right? If I'm going to have an investment on this relationship, I have to have some type of profit back, right? So if I'm going to invest time into you, if I'm going to invest myself into you, what profit am I going to receive? If I'm going to only receive a sexual lust profit, right? That's not good enough because you're offering me something that everybody in the world offers, right? At all different scales, right? Everybody offers the same type of lust. So understand this. If that's all you can offer, then your love scale is not going to go far, right? And that's when you don't see real relationships at that point, right? And that's what crazy it is. That's most of society today, right? So your connection with somebody else has to be profitable, right? See, when it comes to love, right, men and women have a certain part that they have to play, right? Typically, men are told that, they got to be protectors, they got to be educators, they got to be providers, right? And the women, right, they got to be the receivers, right? They got to be receivers of the information, and they also can actually reciprocate back, right? If there's education that they know, give it back, right? Be the backbone, right? Men usually have a lot more wisdom, right? A man knowing where they're going usually has a lot more wisdom, right? A lot more structure, a lot more duty. Women sometimes have more vision, right? They have more vision on things that men don't, right? So a woman usually is supposed to be the has to have the she's supposed to really kind of take care of the flaws that the men doesn't take care of, or the blind sides that the men doesn't actually worry about, right? But most times in society today, right, women are just receivers by having their legs open. They're not actually giving anything back, right, towards the men, right? And even vice versa at sometimes too. Men sometimes all they could do is they could just hit it good. But after that, they really have no value to play, right? They have no vision, they have no money, right? They have no motivation, right? All they got is all they got is, time in the bed and time to talk about other people. That's all they got. So you got to understand that, you got to love somebody for their principle, love somebody for their character of each other, right? Love somebody for principle and character. What are their principles? What do they live by, right? What are they looking to do for themselves? What do they see in a family? And what's their character like? Who are they for real, right? What do they actually want within the world? What are they actually looking to do, right? And you got to work off those as the love aspect grows, right? So understand, man, like, when it comes to love, like you really got to be particular as far as like what you want, right? But understand that when you're being particular and you actually enter that relationship, right? Never let one relationship dictate how the next is going to go. I told myself that if I ever get my heart broke again, right, I would never let that change me, right? I would never let that change me. You see, I would never let, what one person strips of me in terms of, um, who I am, right? Um, the purity of who I am and what I do and what I provide. I would never let that somebody stripping that of me carry on into my next relationship, right? So what I mean by that is if you get hurt and broken by somebody, right? Don't give somebody your broken pieces, right? Give somebody the same equal opportunity that you gave the first person, right? Because that next person, right, doesn't deserve, right, to be a fixer upper. That next person doesn't deserve, right, to go ahead and have to, deal with the the I want to say they don't have the they don't deserve to have to deal with the not full version of yourself, right? The not healed version of yourself. They don't deserve that, right? So understand that, you giving everybody equal opportunity is how you'll get equal chances towards that real love that you're looking for, right? Most times than not, the reason why, most girls say, oh, I only attract this type of men, I only attract these type of guys is because that's the vibrational field that you're actually operating on, right? You haven't yet learned how to go ahead and heal from the things that you've actually been put through. So now you're going to look for that next person that's supposed to be better. But in reality, you haven't really dealt with what that first person actually put you through, or you haven't really dealt with what that first couple people actually put you through, right? So what you went ahead and did was told yourself you want this certain type of man, but you were still actually vibrating on the same frequency as the first one, right? Because what's not dealt with or healed will always come back to surface, right? So understand this, right? Don't make somebody deal with the new you, right? Let them love the true you, right? Let them love the true you. Let them love who you really are, right? Give people equal opportunity, man, right? And understand what your role is in a love relationship. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. This is the key, right? You gotta learn to be vulnerable enough, but also smart enough to not consistently jump into the arms of people that's gonna hurt you, but consistently, excuse me, learn to be vulnerable enough, but also smart enough to not consistently jump into the arms of people that's going to hurt you by consistently attracting the same person, by not healing your traumas, right? So if you're going to jump into a new relationship, if you're going to jump into something with someone else, make sure you actually, loved yourself first. Make sure you actually went ahead and healed yourself first, right? Make sure you actually dealt with what it is that you actually need to deal with, right? And give people equal opportunity, right? Because if you don't, and you go ahead and jump into another person's arms, right, and you let them hurt you again, it's really just because you attracted the same person by not dealing with what you went through before. Because most times than not, right, when new people come into your life doing the same exact things, it's really just because you haven't dealt with previous traumas within your life. So these are the same people reminding you that you need to go back and deal with it. So with that being said, man, remember that, self-love is the reflection of all love, right? How you treat yourself is how others will treat you, right? How you love yourself is how you're going to love somebody else, right? And the reason why I say this is because, you know, love is powerful, right? I truly believe that, as a man, right, a man really needs a real woman or even just a real friend, a real close friend, right? That they can go ahead and be a ride or die to them, right? They know when things is tough, they can rely on them, right? Because as a man, we sometimes need that feminine side to open up to balance ourselves when we're in a society where, you know, we're always working hard, we're always going hard. And to build real empires, it's going to require love, right? It's going to require that backbone of vision. It's going to require that backbone of comfort. Sometimes a real man needs somebody that he can just talk to his ideas with, where you can just agree and say yes for him to really go full force with it. So as a woman of power, right? As a queen of power, right? As a goddess of power, right? Because I don't believe that men is just, the standpoint. I believe that women are very powerful as well, right? But understand that, a powerful man needs a powerful woman as well as a powerful woman would need a powerful man, right? Those of us as women out here that think you could just do it on your own, right? Hate to say it, but, society has shown that even just having a powerful man by your side just makes you that much more confident, right? So understand, letting the ego get in the way is what will stop you from actually reaching the same love that you want to achieve for yourself, right? So I've even had to learn this myself. You feel me? I'm talking out of straight me. You know what I'm saying? So kill the ego, right? Get more vulnerable, but remember to always do it with the right people and understand this, right? If you haven't healed for something in the past, right, it's just gonna reappear in your future, right? So with that being said, right, appreciate y'all for tuning in, right? What I want y'all to do in the comment section is I want y'all to answer this question. What is your definition of love? Go ahead and answer that in the comment section. With that being said, leave a like, leave a comment, right? Subscribe. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your boy, Love. We back at it. You dig?